Hello. I just got this new little webcam thing, and I figured since I don't really have anyone to video chat with, I might as well start a video blog thing. I know I had those other videos before, everything else that I had wherever I talk, those are technically blogs, but I'm gonna go ahead and actually call this one a blog. Hi. Everybody. And since this is kind of my first one that I'm coming out and saying is a blog, I figured the first topic should be me. Just sort of a general overview of stuff about me. No? Alright, fine. Come here. This is Mitchie. He's my brother. He's about as old as I am in human years, so he's quite old in kitty years. Huh. Yeah. Let's see. General things about me. Is there anyone who knows me or wants to know more about me or whatever? Well, I'm going into my third year of college this coming fall at Lemoyne. Majoring in sociology. I don't really know what I want to do with that. I just know that sociology out of the old, mirage of things that interested me. It was the one thing I was actually good at. It wasn't nearly as interesting to me as was, I get it. I get it better than I got psychology or philosophy. I'm sure a lot of my friends could argue otherwise. Yeah, I was a psych major to begin with, and then I was a philosophy major, and then finally I just kind of threw my hands up and said, I don't know what I'm going to do with my future with these things, so at the very least, if I'm going to get a job somewhere, I might as well get a job knowing what I'm doing, so I jumped into sociology because it's what I know best. It might not be what I'm most interested in, but I can do it, so I'd at least like to know what I'm doing when I get to a job, as opposed to liking it and not knowing what I'm doing. I listen to just about any kind of music. Like literally, like I know when people say that they'll have like a song here or there for one guy, and then a song here or there for some other guy, but I literally, except for like gospel music, I don't mind it, but only when it's actually sung by people when you're there, hearing them sing it. I'm not big into like just buying some gospel CD and putting that in my CD player and listening to that. I don't like that stuff. But like my music, favorites range from, oh goodness, Tchaikovsky's 1812 Overture to The Beautiful People by Marilyn Manson to My List by Toby Keith. Like I'm all over the place with music, and it really all depends on how I'm feeling. The nice thing about music for me is that it helps me figure out more about myself. I have a hard time figuring things out about myself because I don't speak my own language, if you can get what that means. Like when I try to define myself from myself, I don't understand how I'm speaking, like I can't read myself at all. So when I listen to music, I try to figure out what music I like and fits my mood, and that kind of tells me a little bit about who I am and what kind of stuff I like. That's kind of been like a whole growing up thing for me. The last couple years has been really big. A lot of stuff going on, so my music preferences have been changing at the drop of a hat. And of course when I find a song that I like, I'll stick to it and I'll just play it in the loop over and over again for a while until I get sick of it. Bless you. I like most kinds of movies. I'd like to say I have a refined taste, but I don't. It's my own taste. I don't have like a specific genre that I like. I think I can pick at least one thing of every genre that I like. So I guess I can just say I have my own taste in movies. I'm not really good at criticizing. I just know what I like, and I guess I can't really offer much more than that. There's nothing wrong. It's just like music, but a little less broad-minded. That's kind of how my movie taste is. Some of my favorite movies are like V for Vendetta. I love the power of that movie, especially in the end when it all kind of fell in and you're just like, wow, that was pretty interesting. Even though it was based on a comic book and all the stuff people can say about comic book movies, but I liked it. Oh, speaking of comic book movies, despite what people say about this movie and all the people that were involved, I don't really know a whole lot about any of them involved, but I liked The Dark Knight. It was a comic book movie. It was a Batman movie to begin with, and honestly, the biggest fault in it, I felt, was the whole, not so much Batman himself, was just the how serious all the messages were that were trying to be delivered, but through a medium of a costume-wearing guy. I liked all the messages they were sending, and they were all really powerful, and that's what I really liked about the movie, and the way they delivered them was brilliant. It's just, I kind of felt like they were trying to be really, really mature about it, and really deep, but still being very childish by, the whole, oh, he still wears a costume, but he's really, really serious about it. Like, and it's just, that was the one thing that really turned off the movie for me, but other than that, I loved it. It was a fantastic movie. My favorite musical, and I don't want to jump on some kind of bandwagon, and I'm not going to make any kind of comments about it, but just to throw it out there, my favorite musical is probably Rent. I won't say why or whatever. I saw it a while ago. It's really good, and out of all the musicals that I've seen, and I've actually seen a bunch, it's probably my favorite so far. My mom got me into Grease first. That's actually how I got into musicals in the first place. And if it hadn't been for that, I probably wouldn't like musicals at all. Then I saw Rent, and so that was my favorite. So what else? Oh, I'm not proud of this, but I figure it's one of those things where it's like, oh, it's me, so I have to accept it. Is that I like anime and video games kind of stuff. I'm into that culture, but that doesn't exactly define me as much as that's just something I enjoy. It's just one of those things. I personally don't feel comfortable admitting that just because of the stigma that's kind of put on it with the whole, it's like, it's almost like kind of goes back to your parents feel ashamed because you didn't turn out the way that they wanted you to kind of thing. Not that my parents had, like, physician expectations for me or anything. And actually, it's really funny because my parents aren't that way at all. They're actually equally interested in anime as much as I am, and they've each played their fair share of video games here and there. My mom likes Tetris and Tekken. My dad likes Fighting Force and the Hulk. Stuff like that. But I mean, it's just like that weird feeling I got, where I think I just set the standard for myself to be a certain way, and I was like, oh, but I like this kind of stuff. But it doesn't really fit my standards for myself, so I just sort of feel uncomfortable accepting that outwardly. Inwardly, like when I'm watching anime or when I'm playing video games, like, don't give it a second thought as to whether it's right or wrong to me. It's just afterward when I think about it, and I'm just like, oh, this is me. I kind of feel like, oh, yeah, I like anime, I like video games. I guess if I can say it while I'm on the topic, my favorite anime would probably have to be Cowboy Bebop. I've seen a lot of anime, and there's a lot of runners-up for first place. But Cowboy Bebop was the first anime I watched the whole, everything of it. It was like 27 episodes or something, 26, 27. I watched the whole thing because I bought the box set, and I loved it. It was amazing. Everything about it was such a wonderful show. I loved it. Most recently, probably my favorites are like Soul Eater. Soul Eater is really great. That's actually a fairly new one. And Ergo Proxy. I ended up actually downloading that whole season too, or the whole series. It's only like 23 episodes. Ooh, that was another good one. Really, really confusing if you don't slow down to try and take it all in. Like that's another one that just you need to kind of jot down notes for, or watch it again and again and again and again. One of the runners-up though is Fooly Cooly, FLCL, Furry Curry, whatever other names it has. 6 episodes, probably 6 or 7. 6. Has to be 6. 5 maybe. I'm not sure. A very, very short series, but probably the most fantastic just ball of amazingness the anime could ever be. In such a short amount of